Mama Salone. Oh God, the peeking them they die. Please hear we voice tonight. Mr. President, here we call. Every day we youth them fall. Kush done take away tomorrow. Mama Salone, they live in sorrow. Why the task force where you been promised? Now silence cover all injustice. And the 145 drug crime, they pose with drug lords same time.
President, holding it.
Don't wait till all we future die. Don't let we youth them lose the sky. Today they cry, tomorrow too late. We beg you, open up the gate. We are the cry for the youth them. Make we lead us, save them soul. Push they burn. And still you quiet soul. Mama Salone, they bleed. Papa President, we need you. We need you now. We need you now. We are voice no go tire. Salone they cry. Oh, we youth them they die.
Papa President, please open the eye before all hope done die.
All right, good morning and welcome to the program where we call Korea Sites on YouTube and on Facebook. Also, we will discuss issue them with the front page of the different newspaper and the Ponlado for the morning. After we can all look at what in the paper them say, we can come back, bring people inside where they can help you follow talk about the different issue them. Hold on a while. I just open the gate quickly. I just open the gate quick one. I just open the gate quick one. Yeah. Okay. So, one for welcome you back. I hope so you get a wonderful weekend. Hope so you get a wonderful night rest at the same time. And we hope so you go actually get a wonderful week. So I am open the gates for we get them. So let me just see quickly. What we get now the front page them of the different paper there. So this morning. And please you enjoy the journey. Don't forget for like and share the program. We get interesting discussion this morning. You know, I'm pretty sure you will get for learn a lot of things then as we go along with the discussion. So we go first. The first paper we want for look inside the program this morning. Now the Elephant newspaper. The Elephant newspaper say Works Ministry on fire And you as well get goodies of the Bureau Presidency, and Chairman Sori Fofana assures Sierra Leonean of expanded registration access nationwide. The next one at the Oracle newspaper, too many sick, lives at risk. Kadat food and beverage under fire for allegedly selling expired and doing it. Dr. Richard Conte evokes history, promises redemption for APC ahead of 2028 elections. The next one at the Spectator newspaper, Chief Minister opposes Sierra Leone's Canada Trade and Investment Forum, call for digitalization driving transformation. President Bio fulfills promise, deliver modern market to traders. Crisis at Sierra Leone and psychiatric teaching hospital, a call for support, too much hardship. The next one, at the Public Review newspaper, FGM survivor urge Sierra Leone to enforce ECOWAS court ruling banning practice. And Chief Minister of Sierra Leone opens Canada Trade and Investment Forum with call for digitalization driving transformation. Salwako report revenue supply gains in budget talks. 2 men remanded over alleged illegal firearm possession, and Fisheries Ministry seeks 312.9 million Leone allocation in 2026 budget to fight illegal fishing. The next one at the City Hunter newspaper, deforestation concerns. Civil society raises alarm over NPAA leadership crisis and the scandal of nepotism. Now family ties undermine Sierra Leone education system. Unveiling the crisis, procurement manipulation threaten Sierra Leone's educational future. SLPP Deputy National Chairman engaged grassroots at party headquarters, donate bags of rice and cash. Missing money, rise of thievery in commercial bank shakes customer thrust. The next one, now the Daybreak newspaper, infighting engulfs Works Ministry. SLPP Deputy National Chairman assures grassroots, and Chief Minister declares Open Canada Trade and Investment Forum. Reclaim unoccupied land in Newton, Songo. Land Ministry and back on transparency. The next one of the Calabash newspaper, Haj Fawaz sets the record straight on false social media claims over land disputes. President Bill joins global leader for UN General Assembly high-level week, and you as well get Karat food and beverage defense integrity denies allegation of expired products. Peace Commission hold peace walks to mark International Day of Peace. The next one, now the Freetown Daily newspaper, 9.6 billion road project scandal. Shenge left stranded as fund vanish. And AHF and partner call for domestic resource mobilization in HIV and AIDS response. Joseph Alex Musa from Sierra Leone's water crisis to global engineering leadership, a journey of humanitarian excellence. Adi Macaulay set a vision for APC and Sierra Leone ahead of 2028 elections. The next one we get now, the Voice of Salon newspaper, say huge quantity of drugs seized in Liberia. Sierra Leone named as drug transshipment hub. Freetonian reject government proposal to divide capital. And Pharmacy Board raises alarm over counterfeit drug imported by Lee Pharmacy. We go to the next one inside the program this morning. The Vantage newspaper say Lands Ministry urge land claims for Newton Songo unoccupied plot, and you as well get FGM survivor calls for justice, enforce ECOWAS ruling. We go to the next paper. Now the Unity newspaper say as it arrives in New York, HEBO set to address hunger, and victory and welfare of SLPP members are top on our agenda. Deputy National Chairman and Chief Minister opens Canada Trade and Investment Forum. What tough conference concluded in Freetown, a resounding resource. 175 persons with disability to receive free national ID cards. The next one, now the Salon Times newspaper, Fisheries Ministry to roll out porter management system, transforming Sierra Leone's petroleum landscape, the impact of Brahma Balwako leadership as the NPAA. The next one, now the Equality Now newspaper, over 1,000 stall for traders, several girls markets commissioned. Africa CDC convened stakeholders meeting to mobilize support for Sierra Leone's mental health. EU ambassador meet with new civil service boss, promises capacity building opportunities. And mysterious fire destroy Gurahun Health Center. The next paper, the Night Watch newspaper, say electoral justice campaigners believe Samora Kamara is president in waiting. And the next one we get the GL newspaper, Dr. Ibrahim Bangura, Sierra Leone's peace architect of all West Africa, next turning point. And you as well get Land Ministry confirm Randlin holding legally acquired state land at Kisii, and Dr. Yumkela champions clean energy transition at ECOWAS CEF 2025. The Global Times newspaper say WATAF conference ended in Freetown, a resounding success. Construction of 12 classrooms. Hall Hill CTC Mining Sierra Leone Limited, and NCRA offers free ID cards to persons with disabilities. The next one are the Politico newspaper say stakeholders decry poor sanitation in health centers. Transition committee flags systemic weakness in SLFA. Teacher in the dock over school theft. The Premier News say fishermen demands crack down trawlers. Threatening, I take that again. Fishermen demand crack down on trawlers threatening coastal livelihoods, and Freetown to host Pan-Africa Hash 2027. You get SLFA in crisis. Transition committee uncovers millions in unaccounted fund and contract failures. And you also get Minister rallies national support for vulnerable groups. The next one, now the Africa 24 newspaper saying WATAF conference concluded in Freetown. A resounding success. MP urged for government action. The implication of Ambassador Hunt's resignation. The next one at the Eminent newspaper, we say SLFA appoints Honorable Pesima as chairperson for 2025-2026 Women Premier League Board. And the next paper where we get inside the program this morning, now the Independent Observer newspaper, 5 remanded for kidnapping a woman, and Salwako presents 2026 budget. Police intensify moves to combat crime in Eastern region. And the next one, now the Hope Times newspaper say principals condemn Councillor Jusu Kapo, and you as well get Adebakoli rises as favorite. Chief Minister promotes tech-driven growth, and Songa unites SLPP UK and I members. The next one, now the Heroes newspaper, say SLPN fights back against land grabbing by Fawaz. And you will get a Land Reform Commission holds consultative meeting on matrimonial causes act in Bo. And Lady Shirel Sa to spotlight Africa change makers at Onga. And you as well get Chasel celebrate 50 years of faith, service, and community impact. The next one, now the Vindicator newspaper say President Bill commissions Nasit landmarks several grounds market edifice. And you as well get Dr. Theresa Tene Dyke unveil ambitious agriculture strategy for 2026-2028 budget proposal. Attorney General Alpha Sise highlights transformative Criminal Procedure Act and ongoing constitutional review. The next paper, now the AZ newspaper say VP Jallo holds stronger domestic revenue. President Bio champions ocean conservation at Onga, and you as well get strengthening education reform. NBSSE request 1.42 billion millions for 2026 budget, and you as well get movement strengthening resettlement governance. 2 remanded for unlawful possession of firearms. And the last paper inside the program this morning, now the Standard Times newspaper, fraudulent travel scheme and Lopi agency implicated. ACC investigate free education project secretariat. Now, all the paper in this inside the program this morning. One for still encourage you for make you please like and share the program if you not don't do so yet. Okay, we'll go straight. We not waste any more time. We'll go straight to we guest them where we get inside the program this morning, and we don't get two guests them. We don't actually stand by for we, and the one I don't actually know how they can because been the type of figure out things them when they can. But I will take the one way in camera there on force and in him na Victor Ako Mengot, we do it inside the program this morning. Good morning, welcome to the program, Victor. Victor, you mic mute.
Good morning, Riyadh. Good morning, Fambul, and good morning to all we listeners them.
Okay, happy for get you again this morning. And we go to we second person where we get inside the program this morning. In name na Alan S. Tuboku Mediga, na the president for Chamber for Entrepreneurship Development inside Salone. Hope I get them very well. Good morning, welcome to the program, sir.
Good morning, Riyadh, and good morning to listeners for this wonderful program where they call Riyadh.
All right. Thank you for joining me. We're glad for us well get you into the program this morning.
Thank you.
All right. So we'll go straight and begin look at the different issues them inside the program. Maybe we want to start with, something we get to do with money or corporate business. Let's look at what's in italic right now with regards to economy. Right now we see the Ministry of Finance and all the MDs them, they actually go and tell, talk about what they intend for do next year, 2026, how much money they want and all of this thing here. Let's start with you, Alan. Alan, what do you think about the way our governments spend, with money, and at the same time we can see some other ministries them can say, we not get money, but now this they approve for we. What do you think?
This has been a query. Now, query this way don't continue not only inside this government, but all the government they don't ever experience us alone. When it comes to budgeting for ministries, departments, and agencies in a salon, it has been a concern for everybody because first and foremost, it's difficult to make you give what you not get. And there are times if you see the governments themselves can say, let we go do them consultation, they allow go sit down to make them go come out with a budget. And me go be let me say I get a ministry. Then I put me budget, say I go want 5 million leons. Just an example. Then I go down present all of what I want to do that year. Then when I reach before the authorities, where they will determine the fate of my ministry, then they will tell me for say, okay, we're not going to give 5 million leons. We don't look at A, Y, Z. We're only able to give you 2 million leons. What did that mean? That means say all of the things that I don't itemize, say I go on for do next year or the year coming, I'm not going able for do them because the budget we're for able to make a do them, I just put it in a clear terms to make everybody understand what it means. In actual fact, because at the ending of the day, if I say around 5 million for make a go able to achieve or accomplish A, Y, Z, then you end up for give me 2 million. Believe me, I'm not going able for reach all waiting I say, me plan, me objective for that year day. So what they do, they curtail, they reduce some of the stuff then. And they're reducing some of their activities and what you want to undertake. Don't forget the public, you got to think about the public. Because it can be say your ministry, they interface with the public. It can be say probably your ministry, they look at how you want maintenance the road. and the road itself actually it get to do with the public interest. Maybe you want to make sure, say, all right, you want to provide certain services, transportation, or maybe the police, you want to provide CCTV in certain public places. You don't capture that one day. I vividly remember there was a time where Inspector Munu, and under the previous administration, had been take a look at in budget. And inside that budget, they've been itemized CCTV cameras, certain gadgets them for even police officers. And I realized you're not be able to achieve that goal. That just tells you, you go put your plan. Then government will tell you, okay, they're not able to do AYZ. Well, government will tell you they're not get the couple, they're not get sufficient money to do that. So these are all challenges for developing countries like Sierra Leone, where we don't actually experience and observe. It's difficult for make you find a ministry where actually they get exactly what they want to achieve for that particular year. Except otherwise, because there are times for ministries and then they prioritize them. Government will prioritize, say, okay, my priority this year now for agriculture, just like under the previous administration. Agriculture was one of the most luckiest ministry, whereas, they were most of the time being prioritized. Then they get sufficient money for achieve their activities. When some ministries and then it doesn't work like that. So one of the things where I feel say we need to begin to work on, the Ministry of Finance themselves, they need to get monitoring teams then. If somebody don't decide, say, okay, we want to do AYZ, probably sometimes a lack of trust, or as I said earlier, maybe they don't get the money. But I'll forget this money here. This is another question where we all need to ask. But again, as a minister, or as somebody in that department, in an agency, not all the time you have to depend on government kitty. Waiting they come inside government in cover for you ministry, it might not be sufficient for you for that year day. So I sure say that make you see ministers or departmental heads they are expected for make them able to look out of the box, meaning then for able to get young professionals who are able to write projects and seek funding outside. By so doing, they complement government effort, they complement government activities. Because if everybody just they depend on waiting government they give you as a ministry, or as a department, as an agency, it will be very difficult for you as a ministry or institution to make it to achieve what you want. Because government not get sufficient. That one day, everybody know that one day. Government not get sufficient money for able to accomplish all of the requests from the ministry, department, and agencies. So what you do as a minister, look out of the box. We see recently Dr. Kande Koleyum Kelan at the Ministry of Energy, because now they cover the Ministry of Energy. We see he go out, he seek funding outside. It not only depends on what the Ministry of Finance they put into the Ministry of Energy, but he's also looking out, he's moving out, looking out for funding, bringing a they put her into the ministry, into activities for boost that ministry there. Because if you look at the Ministry of Energy, it's one of the most sensitive ministry and very important ministry. That ministry, they get a tendency for boost economic development and economic growth as alone. And even the public, we say self as people, then because some are able to keep 2-3 days plus us now. Now we're able to do it. Try it's been difficult for me to keep it plus us 2-3 days in the pool. So even the electricity itself, they boost everybody, being business community, being we as normal people. So now that make you see everybody they appreciate Dr. Kande Koleyum Kela right now because of some of them situations there. Right. Because he is looking out of the box. He's not just depending on waiting government they key.
All right. Okay, continue for the retweet. But the next term, I just want for tell you say we hear you clear, but we not be to see you face because you've been there very close.
Okay. I think now the location and the place look dark.
Yeah, you've been very, very close to the camera, so now your neck no more be the see.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Can you see me?
Now you bears now with the C candle.
Okay.
Right, this one okay now. Very well.
All right, okay. Oh,
Thank you. Okay, so let me carry you inside. I'm Victor. Victor, on the same thing, but now budget hearing, they go on. Everybody they can talk. But there are two sides to the coin. Now, the one partner, they can't talk saying that this we want. Government they go look and say that this we didn't forgive. Then it don't come out, it go to parliament, the budget go to parliament and say, government not say we didn't forgive this, don't approve them, our budget as well. But at the end of the day, we find out say ministry like where Alan they talk just now, a lot of ministry they were not able to do their projects then because the government not they end up forgiving them money then they. Also you feel say the problem there because even now we don't see the vice president until we say they want for the focus now on domestic revenue mobilization.
Okay, this is a very good question you ask. And me, I can always relate to me area of experience when one of the area them, the transport sector, when a massive revenue generation. And I agree with the minister or the vice president. We say we not get for depend on domestic, on development funding. How does government get money for fund which it require? Number one, we rely heavily on the IMF for giving budgetary support. We say regularly, when they come, then they can't talk to we. We'll get a budgetary deficit. Now loan then they give it. But when they give it loan, then they set conditionalities. And some of these conditionalities, they restrict as the way government see as priority. We're getting at this money, but certain things and they will not get for do. We know from the past, things like subsidy on fuel, we will help cushion the effects, reduce your other spending, reduce your wage bill, all that thing they will give that condition there. The next form of support what they get are development partners then, where they fund projects. But then they will not go include them with budget they regularly because then they're subject to identifying the projects, putting out the tender, and bringing the bid. The key concern are domestic revenue, as they say. How will they raise the domestic revenue? Waiting at the source of domestic revenue. One, first of all, you get PAYE, pay as you earn. Government is the largest employer. You understand? So the one that we not they pay mostly. There's a massive gap for the one that we are self-employed. We also get things like GST, Good Services Tax, where in our area we call it VAT. Then they, again, government be not try because we see they don't bring their machine and come for GST, where people learn for charge, but then they say get draw. But the other thing we don't reduce government revenue, now then deals the way they go pan, where they call public-private partnership, where government they lost a lot of revenue. Let's take the transport sector now. You take sea transport, water key. It's under Bulore. Bulore now then they manage. So then they collect most part of the revenue because we don't contract the service out. We take the airport, also in a major revenue generation. It's under Suma group of companies. We don't mortgage them, so that in a loss of revenue. You check road transport, when I'm your area. The Keke and the Okada people, and they say they get over 1.5 million operators. Almost of them, they pay tax. The same Okada people, and they tax them people or cash, but they know they contribute much. So that now we problem will get. Even when you check SLRSA, we don't contract out some of the services them to another company. Yeah, things that for do with roadworthiness tests, things for do with driver number plates, life card, and all that in the auto spec. And then contract then they auto spec, they collect 80% of the revenue, we only get 20%. So we get revenue shortage. They now look at government priority. We look at one of the key priorities in education, which was good, free education, right? But if you decide, say, 22% of your revenue, then they go education. Even in that, they know they ever get them. We see what in the MBSC they ask for. What about other issues like health? We're very important. What about everything to do with infrastructure? A lot of things. So that's what we get. Demand is high, the revenue generation is low, and we're heavily dependent on external sources of financing our budget, with couch strings attached. So now a major challenge for the government.
Okay, so except if Alan, since you then are the commercial side, you know, let me ask you, Victor just don't begin to talk about government in partnership with the private sector. For we see how best we move the economy. And you then another area and they as entrepreneur for see what thing they happen. So how it's like, because for one time I not quite remember if now World Bank or that of IMF been tell we say the kind way our government they lend to private, you know, banks them, they actually help for rec in the back then, they're at risk for letting for them. So, what
You
do
see,
you feel say now the atmosphere between
no,
the
well, I like what Mr. Victor. I'm glad when Mr. Victor be able to pinpoint on some of them and issues they are. Maybe where you make mention of the PPP, the public-private partnership, which I'm afraid with. And because me, Mr. Victor, we are colleagues anyway. We don't come up from afar. Most of the issues that we raise up, they are very important. And if government pay attention to most of them things that Mr. Victor raised up, I sure say there will be a breakthrough. Now, when you come to the PPP, this is not a new phenomenon when you come to global economic developments. PPP is start. Some of we know say it begin from the UK when Margaret Thatcher was prime minister. We all know that. We see say everything at the UK was managed by government. Bus, train, everything was government. But when Margaret Thatcher come, it put up some policies where before say private sector being get for stepping. Some of them things can be privatized. But again, you get to look at the policies. Waiting a government in share, waiting a government in take. Because when you are going into private partnership with people, you get forget it has to be a win-win situation. Because if you not put on in the form of a win-win situation, the government go lost, or you the private person go lost, or you the private institution go lost. Yeah. So what Mr. Victor they say, yeah, is it that Sierra Leone we are losing in most of them their agreement they all don't go into as a PPP? Well, I think if that's the case, then I think this don't give urge to government for begin to review some of them policies where they become about with the idea of PPP. Because I know we're going to partnership, they need a loss. I don't think it makes sense. It makes some relevant pointers. It makes institutional references. And if you say, if government they pay attention to such a program, if you say, an eye-opener, a wake-up call for say, yes, I think we need to begin to review some of them policies there. Because you're not going to imagine, you're not going to go into a partnership or a joint venture with somebody where I go lost. No. And according to Mr. Victor, and points are very clear. The evidences are there. Government is losing in most of those agreements.
So
why is government losing?
You don't feel saying that because, I don't get evidence for back this one, but you don't feel saying that because a lot of people they get kickback from them private sector and when they partner with them, they not just care about whether government the profit or the loss.
So now that make if you listen to me, for me, I know for say kickback not a new phenomenon in Africa. All right, it's not a new phenomenon. I will also not pinpoint because I not get evidence to that because these are rumors. We they get their rumors then they. But if government actually they seek the interest of in country of in people them, I think say there is need for review because the idea of review now for make it try for understand for able lock all of them pinhole there. You remember President Biobi make a statement some time ago that he go lock some of them pinhole there because Bokubaku pinhole and they where actually they make the country they lost a lot of revenue. I should say government need for do a massive review of some of them policies. Then they also say then they get money. Just like what he said about Bolori, where they know what like the water key, the port. There are sensitive areas outside government for they get revenue, huge revenue for able support in developmental activities. But are those institutions, are those areas providing those revenue to government now as in the past? Because we need to begin to ask. Now, if you take a look at the natural, because I was trying to go into that. And really talk about the areas outside government able to get revenue. I see Mr. Victor already talk about the transport and few other areas. Are we thinking about the natural and mineral resources of this country? Whereas we get countries where they're not even pay tax. Because if the government just depend on domestic tax, I'm afraid. What about the natural and mineral resources of this country? What are we benefiting from it as people? That one also facing another source of income where for able to boost up government for even managing in developmental activities. We have to think about that as well. It's not just the domestic and somebody getting 100,000 leons as in per capita. Then the next moment you see NRA person come, tax. The next person get 200,000 as in capita. These are petty mini businesses where people say enough will be the point of call for say you got to begin to harass them. If they kick them out of business, then at the end of the day, the indigenous business people will be without businesses. But we got to look at the bigger picture as a state. Waiting with natural and mineral resources, they put on the table. What are we benefiting from it? What are the revenue we are getting from the natural and mineral resources? Let alone them, the way they sell them pepper, then ice, then whatsoever. This should not be our first point of call. You see, there is a bigger picture to that.
Victor, let's bring you in this. The issue of policies, for review policy, you think that policy are the problem? Because as far as me they see, Salon there are all kind of policies them where for able for make we able for move. But the implementation of them policies then they not the problem. What do you take?
Okay, I'm glad the way Mr. Tuboku Meziga mentioned, say privatization PPP start in England under Margaret Thatcher, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I was fortunate enough for working at the British Parliament, the time where they do a lot of them privatization. Okay. In fact, one of the biggest privatization we then do in England, the privatization of British Rail when I major transport, and I was there. When they set up this privatization, this public-private partnership, you get forget the regulation. Very good, the regulatory authority. That's where the weakness come in. And the way they set the contract, right? Not just the policy, and the way they set the contract. And Parliament gets a role for do. Because normally, they cannot go sign the agreement and go to Parliament for robust stamp. Where it forbid the other way around. These things for be discussed in Parliament, then Parliament say, well, it's good, waiting at the benefits. Because when they make any change, you get to look how much it cost for administer them, who are the winners, who are the losers, waiting government get for gain. You get to do then litmus test then day before you agree. Let's give one example now. We'll talk about policy. Let's take aviation now. We get a contract we'll give a particular company for security, right? Out of that company, then they charge $25 in and out for everybody where they can in and out, right? That is a substantial revenue. We will ask the question, do we need an external agent for provide security in our airport? Right? So if now governments have been doing, think about how much revenue been raised. Because we take security, we get Office of National Security, we get Customs and Excise, we get police, right? We even get people them. Now, Salon are the only country in West Africa can challenge. Now, make sure they get friends and to aviation, where I know, and transport. Where you get people the way they pay for let and check with passports. Now, foreign company, they verify your passports, and you have to pay them. So now look at these services the way we they provide. Do we need experts? Are they necessary? Because if not government may provide, Andy, one, they go employ people then. We go to pay tax, right? Two, that revenue they go they can directly to government. So it seems as if revenue collection in most of the areas in there, we don't see them to people. Now look at the recent headline where my colleague mentioned about the mining sector. You remember there was a headline where they say we export 1.6 billion or 1.2 billion minerals. When you look at if we export 1.2 billion minerals, then you look at the revenue they get from that export, right? It's less than 100 million. Taxes so they get. So think about almost them people and the way they go out, where we mineral revenue. Not take fisheries as well. It's another area. Now we don't sign agreements with the Russians then. For let them can fish. We don't sign with the Chinese then. And there was recently with the area of Egypt. We signed all the agreements then they. All the one then they, we get domestic fishermen then. Why we not prop up with fishing industry and fishing a very big revenue? So once we seed up all the revenue generation, when a small tax we they get, government no go get money for do what you get for do. That's now a problem. So it's not a policy, not only policy, we get for look at we priority them. Waiting we get for even Britain, we do nationalization. We take denting and some of like Britain they go back under this government. Some of them rail company then they like rail track. When are the access? It don't go back to government. Because government, they get revenue from that. So what they see, let's take the auto spec deal for roadworthiness tests. We get 300,000 vehicles according to them. I go sign agreement where you say the man where they provide the service, in they get 80% revenue, you they get 20%. 80% revenue, 20%. And the listeners, the way they listen to it, almost people and they do roadworthiness test. So they just get certificate and collect money. So there's a huge revenue loss for government.
Okay.
So now that we get for look at with strategy, we look at priority, they will look at waiting for day in the national interest. Such a thing and they will not forgive them out to private sector. And that's my view.
All right. Alan, like how with you inside, you don't have the chamber of entrepreneurship development, so maybe I don't quite know, but which one will not get in advising government on them strategic things there? Okay, we lost on the line there. We lost some. So you think all of this thing what they talk about, so the local content get anything for do with that? Because the private sector, most of the one they talk about the private sector, are the one the way they come and go and back out of the country. So like most of the things about they come and then go. You talk about Egypt, where you did the water, you talk about China, you talk about Russia, and contract where they don't sign for, do fishing and all. So all of that, and the revenue that they get back, now part they pass no more now in the country. So what do you think the local content will get for meaning all of this if we for stabilize the economy?
Let me make a complaint. For go into private sector agreement is not a wrong thing, right? Where the problem come, now the monitoring. How do you monitor them people in the like fishing? Those people, as we know, if they're fishing and troller, they out. Now the same way then they out, now then they package all the fish, export them. We don't know how much fish then they sell. So if we get proper monitoring system, even get people them within the boats themselves. So if you want to give license, we will get monitoring officer them, part of the agreement, we will then have boats. We're able to tally how much fish they export. So now from that, the revenue they come. And not only put the monitoring officer them, not put monitoring officer where they pay and peanuts. Because if you put that monitoring officer there, right, in salary, let's say now like $500 a month. Then people anyway they do them thing and they. If then they make thousands of dollars, then come out $2,000. What do you think they go do? They're not going to protect the interest of the company or the country. So now, how will they manage them processes in the the supervisor? We regulate the agencies then. Now they will get for proper. We monitoring and evaluation. Not get for proper. So if they enter into partnership, then again the other thing will get when the problem. When we sign the agreement, then if you look at the Bolore, you look at Autospec, you look at the other one, the company, the agreement will they sign them based on for letting people there they make the money in dollars. And how then they transfer their money. So if we currently they fluctuate, then can you get clause na the agreement say if the Leos devalue against the dollar, then for increase price. Okay. Now then they happen at the toll gate. Yeah. So these are the problems. Now the way will they put them contractor together and how will they monitor them and we regulate the agency, now then are the problem. The institutional management, then our problem. Because if they give out contracts, one, how will they scrutinize the contract? How will they look at it in terms of government? And how will they monitor them?
Continue further with inside the program. And now Victor Akumengo with inside the show. Victor, let's take a bit from there, but still inside transport, but the illegal way of doing things. Then 2 days there, so we actually see Usai Liberia, arrest, huge consignment, of drugs, where then they allege say he actually come out from saloon, And we will listen to Kumon talk yesterday. We actually they give some things that we do as investigation. Say some of them things and they allegedly come out from missing consignments from we drug lord where we get inside the country. So first of all, let's just focus on the Liberia thing. What do you think Liberia and other country, them always they call salon name and drug business. And I will continue to ask this question. And we see the ECOWAS chairman, with president, not seem for they say anything about them things in there.
Now, waiting at the serious issue, right? Sierra Leone is a major player in ECOWAS, especially now we'll get the president as the chairman. One of the key issues them under ECOWAS them protocols, nothing for do with trade facilitation and joint border operation. There are protocols on that. We deal with free movement of citizens, free movement of goods, and joint border operations. So we get an agreement whereby we sign bilateral treaties them or multilateral treaties that would be neighbors them. Why I say multilateral? Because if you take certain part then in a salon, where you get the three countries them, that Koindu area, you get Guinea, Liberia, and Salon. So if we use the ECOWAS protocol as a blueprint, we don't get an agreement of how to manage them border then they. And why they manage your border? You manage your border jointly because one, you want to prevent counterband goods them. Two, you want to reduce smuggling. Three, you want to prevent drugs. Four, also people smuggling. So until we come together and look at how we get a relationship with the neighbors then, and we'll go sign them protocols and they, we for domesticate them. Set authority, because when you get a protocol, you get chain of command, right? Because you get jurisdiction, how you control the border them. We get more than system for doing anything. Until we set up that program there and get proper joint border management system, the laws in place, the personnel in place, the technology in place, you go get a loophole in there. And then people then go begin say, now this drug law now involved, Salon don't become a haven. You see? So that is the problem. With security, you just tell like where you get your host. If you backdoor, now make so, then get a parable na Creole say, keep tick behind you don't know when you neighbor the Chris. Because when neighbor enter your house, now you backdoor they pass. And if you're not able to protect your backdoor, you subject them to a lot of infiltration. Now that they happen now, we can't in a salon. Because we get, look at all, one of the agencies them, at one time when they interview them, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, right? The man when they in charge, the complaint said they don't even get logistics or personnel for do their work. So you get National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, you get ONS, Office of National Security, you get Customs and Excise, you get police. How do these institutions work together? Waiting at the chain of command, right? How they collaborate, how they monitor your system. This is a modern system we don't get. The chief minister, remember we been come with DSC, Department of Science, Technology and Innovation. He talk about drones, right? How about using drones to monitor we border? How about having X-ray machines, the border? So these are the things. So we can forget the policy, we can forget the strategy, we can forget logistics, we can for invest. And when you invest, you go see the returns. Because now some of we produce and they go to Guinea. Right? Now then they go sell them. And Salon, they get nothing but that. They will talk about local content. So if you now we been export all lentin and you know most of they buy plantain in England, 3 plantain at 1 pound. Just imagine if Salon been a controller who they sell plantain and Pamanka England. You know most money go there. That is what I call about local content. Protect your border. Let them not go smuggle your goods out. Give the entrepreneurs, the farmers, the incentive. But let them export slow. Get more revenue. So let's stop there. Team Mr. Tuboku Meziga don't come back.
Okay, Alan, you get me?
Yes, I get you. Sorry for the breaking transmission. I think that the connectivity.
Okay.
We get problem with the other device. Yeah.
Okay. So
you get to adjust your camera because you're upside down.
Okay.
Okay, better this way.
No, go slide back. Go straight. You know, you're still the upside down. Where you face cow,
Just
tell
put on portrait.
Put on portrait. They put a landscape now.
All right.
All right, good so.
Oh, that's fine. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All
so
right.
I saw you, but we don't move a
now.
bit from that economic side. And now we talk about drugs business inside the country. Because recently again, they don't link we name to drugs business within Kitchener, Liberia, and we name don't they come up now different side them now the world in terms of drugs business. What do you take on that? Because what we don't see they really happen, as we been talk just now, I always want to know why that's happen, but we not get access to it. We find out in all of these things, the president not seem for say anything about that, and in the president for the ECOWAS as well. What do you take on about we name and drugs business?
Thank you very much. We not businessman them. We not businessman them, but anything where they unbug we environment as business people, and I cause for alarm. And the issue we get for do with drugs, not a new phenomenon as alone. We are all affected in one way or the other. Like you at the diaspora, it is affecting you in one way or the other because tendency they say you get your brother and sisters in there. And tendency they say maybe you one green brother where you lack, you don't jump into kush, and kush are drugs, a part of the substance where they involve with young people. Them for some of we get a passion for fight this entire problem Nasalo where they call drugs. This issue with drugs Nasalon it passed the rebel war where we go through. The reason why I feel say it passed the rebel war where we go through, or even past the Ebola, because the Ebola will always be the speculate say, oh, it go down next year, it go down next month, it go down this. But these drugs here, as we the thing can say it go down 1-2 weeks from now, they will go and say, oh, another consignment, they don't catch somebody with another consignment. It's like a lot of young people are now involved in the business of drugs. Forget say the implication of that, it even affect with householding. You see, the area of whereas they fight against drugs, we know say we're supposed to get an agency. We get an agency when the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency, and one of the challenge where I feel say we get as a nation, that one there is no secret about it. I have talked about it at AYV, and because June 26th has been the International Day Against Drugs among young people all over the world globally. And I had to run a workshop on that, just try to do a national campaign for preach against the influx of drugs among young people. But one of the things where I talk about is about the agency itself. Just like what we talk about the budget. What's not the budget of the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency? What's not the capacity? If we get for fed drugs nas alone, those who are the authorities to fight drugs must be equipped. But if you are not equipped, I will go take you sending a war front and not give you gun. At the risk your life. So take a look at the authorities, the personnel who are supposed to fight drugs, who are supposed to chase out. Recently, what they listened to Liberia, what happened? They were so proud of their own law enforcers. How they don't capture so posse, they don't capture. And every now and then they catch people in Liberia with anything and day. Means their law enforcers, they are up to the task. Why we own law enforcers and they are not up to the task? Have we sat down and asked? There are challenges. And some of them challenges and they na capacity. We have to say it out so government will know and government will able to strategize and have to equip them people and they like the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agencies. They need equipment. They really need to be capacitated. And all of the relevant authorities will for fed drugs in this country. Because if not, drugs they take over we. Because go to the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency, how many motorcar they get? How many bike they get? Because these are the things where they need. These are the logistics where they need. Somebody go call any one personnel just on the National Drugs Law Enforcement. Hey, we don't see some drugs business center. How they go able to reach it? Do they have the mobility to go there? And even some of the authorities, some of the partners who are helping that agency, do they have the capacity? So one of the big challenge where Salon gets right now the enforcers, now those who are supposed to fight, the soldier man them. When I say soldier man, I'm not referring now to our SLAFO. The soldier man them, the security, the personnel, the individuals where for fed these drugs.
Do they have the capacity? Do we have it? And waiting between
I've been
imagination.
listening to you.
Most of the
You
time, when they
basically
listen
talk
again,
about the equipment, the capacity, the money, all of them things.
everything inclusive. My brother, you cannot fight drugs in any country if you not get money. You cannot, because at the end of the day, if I send you just now, I say, Mr. B, I want to make you go fed drugs na Liberia border. Then you team up there. One man can get over $70,000. Then you are only they pay you $100. I go give you $5,000. You know they open the gate for me.
Yeah, correct.
Now only integrity go keep you. So the risk where we Sierra Leoneans, not only Sierra Leoneans, but even Liberians, Guineans, and Africa as a whole, the risk where we get now the vulnerability of people who are handling sensitive issues, who are handling sensitive institutions, who are handling sensitive organizations. Now that's the risk. Now the risk, because if you take a look at it, they pay somebody some peanuts. They deal with something when are billions of leons. Tell me. You they risk that person there. And at the end of the day, they force the person to be corrupt. Now only integrity go keep that person there. Now that place there and they doing work effectively. You know, yesterday I've been providing lectures on site. I say one of the things where they break down with business communities in Sierra Leone. We not start waiting on motivation, how to motivate employees in our offices. We not sabi salon, we not sabi that one day. Employees and then they bring in revenue into that office. Now they make that office they boost. But if we are not motivating them, we are not actually promoting them, capacitating them, that office will break down. And that one of the things and the way we lack. We got big business people in this country where they're not waiting how to build the capacity of employees. You know, because when you capacitate their employees and you empower them, believe in me, they will do the job where you want for me to do. And they will be happy. So one of the problem we'll get with these drugs, in Salon right now, we not get people the way they fight against these drugs. And since we not get people the way they fight against these drugs, it's very scary and it is sad. Recently, we see what happened in Guinea, then call we name day. We see what happened in Liberia border. This is the second time or third time. The musician and this one recently. We see what happened again in India. India, then see the person from here come out.
Nigeria and other places.
Pakistan, we see a old ship consignment. Where then the ship for Kana Salon. What's in the ministry? Now Kush and formalin and several other chemicals where they use to make them Kush then they. From Pakistan, we saw all of those news on the social media. So all the things is scary. Where are the law enforcers? We immigration officers along the border. The border officer, the border guards them. We got to begin to ask, how we policeman them or we law enforcers they manage, they not see, let we say that musician will cross from Salon for going to Liberia. Why we own they not see them? Tell them allow them to cross from Salon side going to Liberia. Now Liberia no more able to detect them. You know why? We don't have those devices to detect those things. Now manual security guard we they do. Our personnel
by meeting with the silent things in there.
You see, now by God, you see, we security people and need review training. We need to begin to train with security pass how to detect chemicals from things them. Because it's not everything that you see physically. So motoka that you see anti-mapping, not just take for the sake of motoka. It has been stopped. Do we have devices to begin to detect that motoka? They're waiting, they don't put park inside there. You don't know. You know, back boost somewhere to go check. Right. So there are times we need to equip our personnel. If I send you a border, I get to make sure I equip you as a border officer. Somebody waiting a border for different, somebody with just the old traffic near and up gone. No.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Continue for the inside the program. Now, like you say, you say you get training to somebody, then you not getting the equipment, or you say I train doctor and not getting the equipment and for nothing. All right. So now when it comes to the end of the show, let's ask una this. Una all are pretty sure una watch the paper then some of the paper them, or maybe you get another issues them way una be feel very much key for what we talk about, but we not talk about her. As a way for end the show, waiting will be then things and anything the way una be one for talk about what we not talk about at all. I'll start with
you. I see. Yeah, I see one newspaper where they talk about more sick, many sick. Many people they get sick anyway.
Yeah. That Kodak drink, they say.
And I
Kodak drink.
Yeah, let's say the Kodak drink now one. It's just one of. because the sick don't boku apart from the Kodak drink. That's not just it. Maybe it's good. I mean, something like that come up. I know just they talk about the Kodak drink, but they talk about the general. There are several drinks which is not just Kodak drink. We're involved in this, and this got to do with the security from His Excellency tear down to the last Sierra Leonean. When it comes to a country's security, it gets to do with food. Food. The reason why sick Bokuna Salon, this meant not a secret, everybody need to know. Now the food stuff now the market. We are all not safe. Go na any one of them local markets them. The manner at which you see the pamine, they go see say this now poison. If you wash them kanya pepper na them market, you go see say this now food poison. So the reason why people are getting sick every day now because of the food stuff they were in the sell at the market. And this is a serious matter where government, the Standard Bureau, the Consumer Protection Agency, they never take them very seriously. Because then when they take their authorities and the people that are in a Standard Bureau, the people that are in a Consumer Protection Agency, they need to look into this serious because then they say they are involved, they are victims. Because the woman go left house, then go buy something at home, forget say what then go buy it as it's poison. They can't cook for them house. They are already victims. So we got to take this very seriously. Then we look at market, they need to be inspected. They need to inspect their market there on a daily basis. The issue of high sickness where they go na connots, go na all of the hospital. Bed they not they. Sometimes you go to the person and say bed not they. Sometimes you go there na host, sometimes a private place then go carry you go. If you go there, then go rush you for common because then go another patient for come inside. The simple reason is because, and I don't know if any medical person don't sit down and say, there is a cause for alarm. People in the can't know more sickness, they not the day. We need to do a survey. Waiting the causes. Now the type of food stuff all they eat. Because it's all about what you eat. Now they make you either get body, be healthy, or get sick. But honestly, the issue that has to do with our health in Sierra Leone is the food stuff. And sometimes they imported drinks, they imported food stuff. Some of them food stuff, then before they know they see, it don't expire. And Saloma way don't not care. So we got to pay attention to waiting with the eats na salon if we want to reduce the level of sicknesses in the hospital then they. Some hospital they go then they tell you say bed not they or they not even detect you sick way get. So we got to pay attention to the food stuff. More especially when local markets them. It's very scary of waiting they happen at there will market them. Even the one that when they go buy then cow beef. Then cow beef they all they not begin to use formalin for make sure say the beef not rotten. Or because when you go, you not even see fly. Whenever you go buy beef, you not see fly, then don't apply for Malinde. So even we beef them, we carry out them. The sanitary inspectors and people then where they in the health sector, they need for even begin to inspect some of them. We butcher markets them. Who say they sell them, meats them. Because they say don't begin to use formalin. And that formalin are the same thing that they use for them kush. The rate of cancer don't high in a salon. Why? So we have to pay attention to that, my brother.
This is not serious thing you come up with, so very serious thing. And a lot of the way you do that, they don't even look at the health implication in that. Thank you very much. Very sensitive information. Hope say the government will take that into consideration, and we said we'll strive for see how we'll blow this out again for make people aware of waiting they happen. When you go buy beef, according to we man now, when you go buy beef, if fly the no day because it's normal. Fly the no day. Avoid that beef day. You get something way different. Where they avoid, where they make the fly, they know they go near them. So if fly they avoid that, they mean say you as much as myself for avoid that. All right. So I'll come to you, Victor. Victor, what you been get where you want for discuss, or when you see where you want for discuss, but we'll not touch on that one day before we go.
Okay. One of the things that way dear to me heart now this. The same thing. This president, we see say the president go open that sour grounds market. You know, say that several grounds markets, they not to today begin. Although then they say, we don't praise Papa Bio, now don't bring a account for we. President don't say, in they reduce the amount where them for pay. Right? Say in term of office done. You see, when you go make that statement then day, right? You don't look at the investment and return on investment. Because you make promises to people, the expectation they increase. Not only that, one of the problems we'll get, again, it can't to talk about that public-private partnership. Now, NACIT pay for it, right? And NACIT not there in the business for manage the facility. One thing we'll lack in Salona, facilities management, professional companies, we go manage them. Remember, I said that building, they get 160 toilets though. For clean 160 toilets, knowing with people, not so easy thing. How do we give a contract to a professional for manage that facility there? We go bring value for money. And member say, now people and pension money, now they use for buy. Now they use for build them. So you get for get profits so that when people reach pension and pensionable age, then go able get the money. Because now the second time this then they launch and the APC government we don't launch them. They bring new contractor the way they spend 6 million saying a drum. It's a fine edifice. Look recently, look the new terminal na the same under the same project. Now Lumley. Go look what's in the happen. The trader they don't be in go inside. You know the place dirty, you know whether they manage them. So why can't we manage our facilities? Again, now that's no problem. We know they manage infrastructure, we know they put value. We stadium now, they go play
Liberia.
Football now, like they go play na Liberia. China then build stadium for we almost say go for repair, we never repair maintenance. We call the same Chinese them, we they can pay them millions for letting them repair the stadium, put up to standard. When the Chinese they don't go, who they get for manager? So we get for ask them question. Even you building self, you don't do you building, lift the broke, they say for go bring expert. Why don't we manage our facilities? It's good for have these things, but we come for government for give contract for whether they manage them, forget discipline how for use them, and forget make sure the people they know say not by necessity then they put people and they not so who that get party card and everything. Now that may be one I'm before talk about because we need this is a major. And for me, I'm not happy who said they put that market day because they broke a major school, cathedral school. Then they broke where in a country how they now monumental things that we for keep. Then the park itself now been the only recreational ground we get a salon. We been grow up Victoria Park. So no get no open space. Now they for go build market. But then I have a question for another day. We don't build it, don't done it done. How would we manage it? Yeah, and how it will benefit the people them, and how NASIT go get money we invest for build more market because NASIT say they want build more market. We got a market where they get for open a Lumley, but this one a World Bank grant na in fund. So this new market then go able to clear the streets because of the intention because you get for clear Gloucester Road, Sanya, Bacha, all them places and they that was the intention, right? Or if not just something for some people then for can put money in their pockets. Bring people the way they not be intent for benefits, they go benefit from them. So now that may be one talk. So now the topic then they were things say, what you go do, I think say we are that can challenge now when the markets they occupy, now for go law get people the way for go find out how then they operate, who they benefits and see what thing will happen if they go able to maintain them. Right. Because just like we can find boss who get for talk, then boss they don't want to they all don't benki lenki. Okay.
All right, me producer go take note of that one day. I want to appreciate you now for telling us plenty. Thank you for our valuable time when I don't get to we. Time na money. And so one for saying that thank you for when I give you this free money for let we get education on which territory I don't talk. Thank you very much, Alan Tubokumezga. Thank you very much, Victor Akumengo. To appreciate your time and we wish you a very, very good day.
Thank you very much, and thank you for us the opportunity to talk to our people.
It's always a pleasure for share ideas.
Thank you. God bless you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So now good day. All right. So I want to say thank you to my producer. We make we get them people here so for can help with us. Talk to me on them very much important things there. Thank you very much to you as well. We don't watch the program. We don't like. We don't share. We don't comment. We appreciate you now. If you don't do so yet, for like, share, and comment, please consider for do so before you go. My name is the Freedom Fighter. Please today we premiere another song for the Islamic channel. So if you not subscribing to the Islamic channel, please consider for do so. We will do that and let's for share the link with you. Until then, one for so love and also very much. Please get to yourself a very, very, very good day. I left you with this song again.
We are the cry. Oh, Mama Salone. Oh God, the peaking them they die. Please hear we voice tonight. Mr. President, here we call. Every day we youth them fall. Kush done take away tomorrow. Mama Salon, they live in sorrow. Why the task force where you been promised? Now silence cover all injustice. And the 145 drug crime, they pose with drug lords same time.
We are the cry for the youth them. Make we lead to save them soul. Kush the burn with future. And still you quiet soul.
Mama Salon, they bleed. Papa President, we need you. We need you now. Oh, we need you now.
Now the ghetto cry you hear. Young boys, young girls disappear. Mama they beg God why. Papa they sob who go try. You promise we'll fight the pain, but silence